Welcome to the Elegant 8 Adventure Sagas, brought to you by ShamWow. Because who doesn't need a chamois?
The sham that goes, wow.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. Some broken part of my psyche. But,
when you held the buy, like when you went buy, my brain went menin.
Menin. Well, I have to find, because that's what I used to say every time.
Menin.
Every time I used to say Menin, but like I've tried to sort of stop that because Menin won't give us any money. Either will canoe. C, come on over. A, alone. And now, ooh, E. Anyway, yeah, that's another commercial for those of you who aren't old like me. Awesome. All right, so I'm still in God mode. No one wanted to say that I was echoing. God.
All right.
Thought you were still doing the introduction.
Yeah.
I'm in narrator mode, so I have now it's slightly less echo. I'm supposed to have a rich timbre to my voice.
The echo.
Thank you. When you were here last, you had found yourselves, you woke up in a hobgoblin room after a long rest, surrounded by bloodied hobgoblins, wasn't it? I believe it was hobgoblins. You headed east. You could have went many directions. You headed east towards the sound of crashing waves. Did you guys discover the origin of the waves? I do not recall.
It's that open ocean.
You told us.
No, didn't we have to walk through it?
Yeah.
We kind of peeked at it, I thought.
Yeah.
So yeah, you did a peek. And then you guys headed south. So you were in the southeastern part of the cave system, which was a good time. You made your way through some sort of ruined rooms within the cave, and found yourself in something called the Forge of Spells, where this mysterious green fire was burning. But you couldn't focus on that because you had a spectator to kill. Did so, and you reaped the rewards by sort of pillaging an altar. And I believe some of you got some good stuff. Anyone remember what they got?
I got me some armor.
Yeah, you got armor, right?
Yes.
Where's my inventory?
The good stuff.
I got Lightbringer myself, so there you go.
Ah, there you go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, you look at it. You guys got yourself some goods. Mr. Bing did some detect magic and some arcana mojo, and found out that this glowing brazier would give you a +1 to your weapons. So some of you imbued your weapons and your armor with a +1 bonus, and needed to roll a 1d12 to determine the amount of time this buff will last. You need to write that down yourselves. What I would imagine, and you're in Wayback Cave, anything above a 3 probably is the duration of the cave. So, that's your goal, anything above a 3. So that brings us to the now. And a much more flat voice. So we've already verified, Karen, who imbued their weapons or armor?
I imbued weaponry.
Did you? All right, let's check you out. Which weapon? Let's make sure it happened. In your inventory, which weapon did you imbue? The Warhammer, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it was the Warhammer.
The Warhammer, which is not equipped. So let's see here. Details. Bonus to hit. Duration, target, activation. Yep, you have your +1 already added. Yay. And I will equip it for you if you would like.
Yeah, go ahead.
There you go. You are equipped.
Thank you.
Are you imbuing your chainmail?
Yeah.
And just so you know, you're wearing chainmail. You're carrying chainmail, but you're not wearing.
Yeah,
chainmail.
I'm not wearing it because I took it off for some reason.
Probably stealth.
Yeah.
So do you want to add +1 to your?
I might as well.
All right, so let's do that. Details. Strength, additional cost, none. Action type.
So Go to my character sheet. Inventory.
And I will add 1 to this, so it is now a 17.
Okay.
You are welcome. And I will
appreciate-
equip it on you. Do you know how to equip?
Yeah. Well, it's that one isn't equipped. Don't I just click it?
So you go into your so as much as we like our fanciness and our our little HUD, your character sheets
It
probably the
should
most
be
powerful.
equipped now.
It is. You are now equipped. So now your AC has jumped to 19. You are pretty hard to hit. So it requires a 19. Up next would be Skylar. Skylar, did you imbue anything? Where is Skylar?
Yeah, my longsword, but I don't know if I did it right.
Well, I don't even see you. Where are you? Hold on. Are you in the room?
Yeah, it should be. I was standing by the thing. Yeah, I'm right by the...
Oh, there you are. There you are. There you are. All right, so, and it's your longsword, correct?
You bet, sir.
Longsword. And edit item and details and bonus is set to +1. And are you imbuing your armor?
Well, I've already got the dragon guard that I just got. Can I imbue that too?
You can imbue anything you want. You literally can imbue everything that you're holding. It does not, it is like buff whatever you want to, like, you guys look through your inventory. Anything you want to buff, let's buff it up.
So how do I buff the dragon guard?
I'm doing it for you right now. Details.
It already
So-
has a +1.
Yeah, but now it'll have a +2.
Okay, this line is.
So it'll be so now it'll be a 16 instead of a 15. So can you please make a note that you guys, actually, maybe I should do this. So Noodle, it was a warhammer and armor, right?
Yes.
And Skylar, it was a longsword. Okay, and you're also doing the Dragon's Guard.
Yeah. It's not like I'm going to dip every single arrow into the liquid, right?
No, you don't do any arrows. It's just armor, or it's melee weapons or armor.
As I thought.
All right.
Can I do my
Well, hold on.
clothes
You
and
can't.
my longsword?
You can in 1 second. Let me go
Okay.
to Karen. Karen, you did your maul. No, what was it?
Pretty good axe.
Great axe. Great axe. Anything else on you? That was it, right?
That's good.
All right. Nick.
Yep.
What did you do?
Clothes and my longsword, my talon longsword.
So clothes.
Mhm.
I guess that counts as armor.
I have to roll though.
Well,
Still.
hold on. I'm gonna have you guys roll in just a second. So you have a
Okay.
you have a +1 longsword already. Did you edit it, or was that?
No, I had already had a +1 longsword.
Okay, perfect.
I
So
was
let's
like,
make
yeah, it'll make it a +2.
It'll make it a +2. So +2, and that should be that. And your clothes, correct?
Yes.
What are you wearing? It's,
Just clothes, common.
clothes, common, boring.
But now they're going to be one step above boring.
Yeah, it has no. They don't provide any armor class benefit at all.
Bummer. Okay.
So you cannot imbue them with diddly or squat.
All right.
You may want to look into getting a robe or something at some point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And Mr. Bing,
Nope. I
Good
did
to
not
go.
imbue anything. I'm good.
Fabia,
Can I put my leather armor in there?
you should be able to. Let's find out. You have lost connection to the server. Reestablishing connection. That's great.
Oh.
All right,
Huzzah.
your armor class, your leather is now a level 12. So let me write that down. So, Nick, I'm sorry. What did you imbue?
Just my longsword.
Long sword. And then Favia, it was your leather.
Because you said I couldn't do my bow or arrows.
No, you could do your short sword or your quarterstaff, but you can't do bow and arrows.
No, it's okay.
All right. And that is everyone except, well, Zippy doesn't have weapons. All right. So now what I need from the top, I need you to roll a 1d12 noodle for your. This is for your warhammer.
So by the chat, and then I get the 12-sided,
Yep, and then you hit roll.
right?
And this is for how many hours? And I'm going to write it down because I decided I'm going to take notes. Because that's what DMs do, I guess. Ooh, 7 hours.
Nice.
Okay. Roll another one for your armor.
12?
Yep, another 12.
Okay.
5.
It's okay. I'll
That's
take
good.
it.
Anything over 3, probably. All right, Skylar, for your longsword, roll a d12.
I'll put that in my notes.
Please do. Please take copious notes.
Sorry, my kid was teaching me how to change the dice color.
That's cool.
Get out of setting.
And texture.
And texture. And then dice. You said D12, right?
A d12, please. For your longsword. You want high is good.
Let's do.
How do you do mine?
Just.
Ooh, look, my new dice.
Whoa, 12 hours.
Ooh,
Wanky.
12 hours. That will put you well into the next campaign.
dang.
Dragon's Guard. So roll another. Mr. Skylar, roll another die. Another d12.
D2.
Oh, sorry, I was
Very
bragging.
excited.
You shouldn't be bragging. You should be bragging if you got a 1.
Okay, what it was, I
7.
can't see.
These are
Oh,
solid
sure.
rolls.
Mm-hmm.
You may wish you had these rolls in combat. Karen, d12 for your great axe, please. This is the most officially D&D I felt in 2 years. I have a pencil. I'm asking you guys to roll dice. I'm writing things down.
Oh.
Oh.
I think that's a do-over.
1 hour. You sure you don't want to abuse something else? Nick, longsword.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Papagiorgio. That dice rolled like once. 9 hours, solid. I do find it ironic that the main melee guy got the crappiest roll so far. Favia, for your leather armor. D12. Here it comes. It's a 5.
Hell
Nice and
yeah.
solid. So all I said to you guys is you went above a 3, and you all succeeded, except for Karen. So Karen, you'll have about an hour, which is 10 rounds of combat, roughly, right? So that should be pretty good. Cool. So you guys are in this. You guys are in this area with this brazier. It's glowing. You've got a dead spectator that's sunk into the mist. To the west is a door that I believe Skylar and someone else came through. To the north was that sort of empty room that you guys had come through. You know that the passages continue both south and north. What you gonna do when they come for you?
Didn't we go and see where the water was coming from already?
I thought we did.
I thought we
I
did
do
as well.
too.
I thought it was like machinery of some sort.
So you saw the machinery. Did you guys see?
I thought it was like,
You'll remember this. Let's see here. Show. Are you guys seeing what I just showed you? Not yet.
no,
Not yet.
Yes.
Not now.
there it is.
Yeah, we have seen that.
Does it look
Okay.
familiar? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Wave Echo Cave. So that is the namesake of this cave system, is Wave Echo Cave, where you can hear these waves sort of making their way in. So yeah, you've explored to the north. If I remember correctly, when you were when you were on the shore, that the passage continued to the north and then curved to the west. As you went north, you also have the passages heading south. And free movement is on. Historically, Mr. Bing has been your leader. Is that the case for this evening?
No. I think someone else should take the mantle.
So you guys look at Cyrus, and Cyrus is looking a little like curmudgeon-y, as if maybe he's like tired of making decisions. So you guys get the vibe that maybe one of you should take up the helm, discuss, and let me know who your king for a day is. Also, an awesome Thompson Twins song.
A fool ignores the words of the wise will surely be taught life's lash. Who will be our leader?
Ooh,
There we go.
you are inspired. But you're already inspired. So I just realized all of you have inspiration except for Nick.
So I was looking at my
Bureaucracy is the refuge
character.
of the incompetent.
I could have. You know what? I think I may have used it.
So to earn inspiration, for those who haven't, all you need to do is to actually roleplay. You don't have to do a voice, but spend as much time first-person character as you can. So as opposed to saying my character would do da, say I, right? Talk to your colleagues.
Yes, I elect you to be our leader, one lacking inspiration.
Okay. Well, let me write something down first.
So you see Maylock pull out his little notepad and he starts to feverishly scribble. And it isn't lost on you, Fabia, that this guy has snuck things in and out of his cloak before.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching him.
Why are you watching me and not the camera, which is where my character's located? All right, I should probably say that to the camera.
No, that was me looking over at you.
Karen, how long will we let this guy scribble for? I do not have the patience for this bureaucracy.
And are you leaving Little Zippy out, or are you dismissing Little Zippy?
You are going to be waiting quite a long time because I am writing in my journal.
And just Little Zippy is a familiar that you can put away like a toy poodle.
No, he's always out. He hangs out like near
So
me.
you like him to be durably out. Got it.
Yep.
The good news is if he dies, he doesn't ever die, really.
He doesn't what?
Your familiar doesn't. Your familiar, you can bring your familiar back if it dies.
Yeah.
So it kind of takes the fun out of all the jokes about killing Little Zippy.
Yeah,
Right,
but
so-
What do you want to do?
So fearless leader, Mr. Maylock, your posse looks to you, sort of like with like, what are we doing, eyes?
One step at a time.
All right. Well,
which
why don't you
step
take your character
in
where
that
you're?
direction should we go?
Yeah, I'll let you guys. You're in
I'm
free
not there
movement
yet.
mode. So you're in free movement mode. Move your characters where you want them to be. But do it a step at a time. So you guys can go do a move at your leisure. Please don't go like 60 feet and then go 60 more feet. Sort of you do you. Once you get into a new area, once you leave a doorway, please pause before you proceed. Hopefully all the bugs are no longer breaking.
I'm
this
just
thing.
measuring all kinds of shit. So,
Did measuring break it? Because that's what broke it before.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to measure anything. I know better.
So
Can I go
should-
out this
okay.
door? Can I
Where
go
were
out
we?
this door, Thomas?
you may go out the door and then wait.
So
Come on, Zippy,
where
let's
were
go
we?
check this out.
Didn't
Are
we figure?
We were on our way south, weren't we?
Yeah, I don't think we were going to go north.
Right. We
We
came
gotta
from
head down
north.
south, guys. Let's go.
Yeah,
check
let's
it
go.
out.
Let's go south.
So Stephen, as you step out and you look to the south, way off in a distance, you see there's another room, or some sort of something down there, and then a faint sort of twinkling glow coming from some sort of an entryway directly to the south. You guys can proceed. If you guys are heading south, if you guys are heading south, you can go down the stairs, but then please wait at the bottom of the stairs.
Coming.
So all around you, I'm wait until everyone's out, and then I will do this. Bobby, are you stuck?
I hit a wall. Literally.
I feel your pain. All right, so let me see here. I do an all stop.
Okay.
So look, I turned off your movement.
Yeah, you did.
Alert.
So,
Alert.
so image to players.
Ooh. That's
We've
so
been here
pretty.
before.
Yeah.
Looks familiar, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So as a reminder, like glittering minerals, in the ceiling of this large cavern catch the light and they send it back to create the impression of a starry night sky. Dozens of skeletons, many crushed under fallen debris, are scattered across the floor. Right. This is just a reminder because we don't play as often. The cave is large enough that it contains 2 freestanding structures. You've explored one of the 2. Each of these stone buildings is proportioned for human use, as opposed to dwarf-sized doorways or furnishings you've seen elsewhere in the mines. Both structures have battered and blackened masonry walls, their double doors cracked and scorched. The cavern is divided by an escarpment into which a flight of stairs has been cut. You are at those stairways right now. Passages lead out of this area to the north, the south, and the west. All right, I'm opening up movement, so you're at the stairs. Feel free to proceed now. Enjoying an old fashioned with some bullet bourbon this evening.
Oh, me too. I'm doing the rye with ginger beer.
I've
Nice.
heard of these
Nice.
beverages before, but we don't have them in the realm.
It is a ginger mead.
Or whiskey.
Skylar, as you say that, you reflect on your time in town when you spent a serious amount of time drinking and raising hell with the Red Brands.
With all my friends outside doing battle.
So yeah, as you guys make your way around, like you see this cave continues, the twinkling and the glittering really catches your eye. And then I'll ask you if you're at that doorway, go ahead and hang tight until the rest of your party joins, if that's what's going to happen.
There's
Are
a
you
lot of
thinking-
shiny down there.
Yes, a lot of shiny.
Oh, indeed. So to your east, Fabia is like bringing up the rear. Karen is.
Whoa.
Well, I was like, Karen,
Wow.
like Fabia was going to shoot
Alicia, you
past
can
y'all.
use the directional.
I don't know what I did.
Oh, okay.
And Fabia, if you want, I can. When you get to where you want to be, I can bring your baddie friend
Zippy.
with you. If you don't have to,
Oh.
unless you want to move both of them.
No, that would be awesome.
Awesome. All right. So turning off movement. Boom. You are where you are. I can move you though. So I'll group you up. I'll bring zip you over. A lot easier for me. So you see to the east is a door. It's shut.
Yes.
It leads into one of those 2 buildings that were mentioned. To the south, you see fluttering, flickering colored lights.
Well,
Can we do a little perception for the door?
Yeah.
I'm
Roll
game
a
for that.
perception, please.
Out of a perception for the door.
So in character, tell me what you're trying to know.
I'd like to know if we hear any goings on, any scurrying, or can we tell if there's something in there? Something or someone?
Please roll a perception check.
I would like to know if it is trapped or has any sort of I can sense any sort of magic
Oops.
or arcana.
All right, hold on. Let's go ahead first. Let's roll perceptions.
I did.
Skylar, you rolled a regular die. You need to roll a perception check.
Yep. I fixed it. I was looking for scurrying with the wrong mindset.
Nick, that is some scarred-looking dice.
I like it.
All right, so you got yourself a 22. So you put your ear against the door, right, and you hear like the normal rumblings of the cave. There's this ominous hum, right? You hear the dripping, the dripping of water bits and pieces. You hear the occasional scurrying of small creatures making their way. You don't hear anything coming from the room that sounds like feet or movement or scuffling. You don't hear any breathing. You don't hear anything of note. But honestly,
That was.
Do I notice any gaps under the door?
Yep.
Or gaps around
It's
like something
just-
small enough for a critter to get under?
nothing for a critter, but you definitely see gaps, right? You move your hand over the gap, and you don't feel any special air movement beyond sort of normal at-rest room air movement.
Okay. But are those spaces big enough for a critter to get underneath?
No,
Okay.
it is not.
Well, I look to my party. I would like to know what, do we go south or do we go through this door?
Well, eventually, I want to do both.
Right.
Yes.
So
Which one do
Open
we
the
want to
door.
do first?
Do the door.
Door.
Yes.
Okay.
we're number one.
All right.
And
I don't sense- I don't sense any like traps or any sort of arcana.
So traps is roll an investigation check.
Great. Dice.
Yeah, you guys see Nick has never been so focused, right? He's every crevice, every bit of the door, and he's thumping and jiggling, and Nick, you find nothing. This door is unlocked, and you don't sense any traps. If you want to do Arcana, you need to roll an Arcana check.
Okay.
Damn, dude. Save it for battles. So again, Nick feeling sort of the badassery surge through him from not detecting traps, applies that same mojo to Arcana. So Nick, what you feel coming from the door isn't magic per se. It's not like where you came from with this fountain. You sort of feel echoes of the past. Echoes of magic, faint remnants, as if magic has touched or coated things.
So, as if magic has been here before.
As if magic has been here before.
Okay.
Indeed.
Okay. Ladies and gents, we are going into a place of
Boldly going.
yeah. But there is going to be magic possibly on the other side of this door. I don't know what kind. I don't know, illusionary or elemental or otherwise. I just know that it has been used on this door, which means it could potentially have been used beyond this door.
Send in the wizard.
The wizard.
Okay. I would like to cast a few things first before I go in.
All right, buff away.
Okay.
You are not in combat.
So I will cast Mage Armor. And
You see sort of Nick like moving his neck around and shrugging his shoulders and sort of flexing and paging through some books. muttering some things to himself. He's really working for that inspiration.
Do I have that? I do not have. I just got a message. Sorry, breaking character for a second. I got a message saying apply active effects in the chat.
You touched a willing creature who isn't wearing armor. Apply. Yes, apply. See if it lets you do it.
Oh, let me try this.
Did you target yourself?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. There we go. There it is. Okay.
Ta-da!
Huzzah. And what else?
Huzzah or sparkly leader.
Oh, I don't need that. I don't need that yet.
So Nick suddenly looks pretty buff. Although Nick, I am gonna force you to be in front of the door since you were the one checking the door.
Yes, of course. I think that's. Can I disguise myself? I would like to disguise myself into a human old version of myself.
An old version of yourself. Okay.
Yes.
That's a passive ability? Okay, a cantrip, is it?
It is a first level spell.
So it takes a
going to
spell
use
slot?
it.
So go ahead.
Yes.
1 second. And you said an old person?
Yeah, an old. I picture an old wizard of. I mean, if anybody has an old wizard in their mind, it would be that. It would be something like that. Long beard. Somebody who would possibly use a walking stick.
All right, let's see what we got here. Old person. Okay.
Why is this not working now?
Give me 2 seconds, guys, and I will. I'm hooking you up. So let's see here. Blah. Blah. There we go. All right, so you guys see Nick. Trying to find a good one for you, Nick. Transform himself. And not going to put you in a wheelchair. Hold on. That would be.
Fashion a wheelchair out of these bones real quick.
That would be pretty funny. So you said you wanted some sort of a walking stick, and you wanted to be old. Feel like ageism. So the closest that I'm gonna find for you is you're turning into update token. So Nick transforms into this old beggar woman.
Perfect.
Are we watching Snow White?
So there he is. He's now transformed.
All right.
I raised my sword. What trickery is this?
Easy, Skylar. It's just me, Nick. But shh.
Oh, you're very close to inspiration, my friend. I'm a sucker for voices. All right, so Nick, or shall I say Agatha, you're at this door. You've sort of sussed things out. Your party's standing around you. What's your plan?
So I turned to Karen. Karen,
Does Karen acknowledge?
Did you have a stroke?
Karen. I'm gonna go through this door. Please listen carefully, in case something goes wrong. I need you to storm in and wreck the place. Can you do that?
Storm in and wreck the place.
When the time is right. That is
Storm in and
key.
wreck the place. Got it.
Okay. Thank you.
Karen,
Avia.
a creature of few words.
Yes.
Have your bow ready.
Okay.
Fabia looks at you with the "you're not the boss of me" sort of looks, even though you kind of are the boss of her right now.
Lords and lads, I don't know what is beyond this door. Please be ready for anything. All right.
All right.
So should we
Right.
ready? Do we have to ready if we're not in combat? Should we ready?
No, you don't have to ready, but he's just saying be ready.
We are ready.
So basically, what will happen is if you open a door and there's a creature on the other side, I will give you guys opportunity.
So I open the door and just walk through. Take a deep breath.
All right, open the door. So this is what you see. So
It's
dust,
Christmas.
dust, ash, walls blackened by fire, and heaps of debris beneath this sagging ceiling shows that this room was damaged by a destructive blast. The furnishings, table, chairs, bookshelves, beds are all charred or splintered, but otherwise well preserved. A scorched iron chest stands near the foot of the beds.
What see you?
It looks abandoned. I still don't trust it.
So you move in, and yeah, there's that chest off to the left. You see the scorched, the scorched remains of tables, chairs, and so forth.
There's another door.
You see a door to the south. And the rest of you are just going to hang out outside, sort of wait for Nick to explore as the old woman that he is, suddenly.
We'll go in.
What heck?
Get down there and check that door, old woman.
Stephen beelines for the chest as soon as you approach the chest.
Oh, God.
A visitor appears and says,
Your presence is offensive. To me, your life is forfeit. My treasures are mine alone, not yours to plunder.
Oh, hello, my dear.
I am not your Jew. Prepare to die.
and with that, anyone?
You're in combat.
Let's
Roll
get
for
ready to
initiative.
rumble! Roll initiative.
I can't move.
I
can't
locked you
either.
down.
Oh, yeah,
you-
because they locked us in.
Yeah,
Well,
so
we
I
didn't have a
locked you down.
chance.
I do have to say, I went to the exact same place that the old lady was.
No, he went straight in and south, and you went up and to the left.
I thought I followed her right in, but that's fine. Let's fight!
All right, so let me add you all to combat tracker.
Did someone relay what was said while we were standing out here? It was a little unclear.
Feel free to do so, Mr. Nick.
We pissed off a wraith.
Okie dokie.
We pissed off a wraith. I forget how. I forget how disguise self works. I don't know if I am disguised until the spell ends, or if it's a concentration.
You might want to look into that.
I'm an old lady for 1 hour.
Yeah, so you're traveling with Grandma.
Here we go.
To be fair, it is an
Time
old.
to party.
It's an old version of you.
Yeah, huzzah! Let's fight.
So we're missing Zippy and Karen.
I can't get
I
Zippy
not-
up.
You want me to roll Zippy?
I have his character sheet up, and there's no where to roll for initiative.
Oh, go to the combat tracker and just roll there.
Oh. Okay.
And as soon as Karen rolls, then I'm going to begin combat. And there it is. Whoa, that's a hell of a roll. Bouncing all over the place. Begin combat.
Here we go. Quite right.
I think you need to like play the rest of this campaign as Mrs. Doubtfire.
We are in combat, hence the combat drums.
Come on, Fabia, come in.
So Fabia, you were up first. As you may remember from our many, many battles, at the top of the round is when you guys can plan what you're going to do. Now, this battle finds you with a Wraith in the room, Skylar in the room near a chest, and Nick Maylock in the northwestern corner, just inside the door.
I don't have line. Do I have line of sight of the Wraith? I can't tell. My monitor's not big enough.
That looks pretty
Okay,
good.
so here's line of sight. So there's where he's at. You see, I just pinged him.
No,
That looks
because my
pretty line of
monitor is
sight.
super tiny.
Well, why do you have such a tiny monitor? What kind of husband are you that didn't gift your wife a giant monitor for Christmas? Come on.
I
Seriously.
bought him all of his computer stuff, so
We bought it.
nice. Anyway, if I have line of sight of it, I would just like to shoot an arrow at it.
All right. Ask no questions. Shoot stuff. Got it. Go for it.
I can't. I don't know where it is though. I can't target it.
It's
That's-
next to the bed.
It's over. Okay. Do you see my ping?
Between
there
the
next to you?
beds.
No.
And
It's
then
a little south, isn't it?
It's yeah.
Right
It's
under
sort
the,
of.
under
It's
the,
dark.
under the purple bed.
Do you see the blue bed?
No, I don't see. I don't see any of it. I
Click
think
on yourself.
Get in here, man.
I don't. I don't. That's. So I think I'm gonna have to move forward.
You
Wait,
no.
wait.
You're
No.
it's to the east, in through the door.
Yes,
You're heading looking south.
to the east.
This way.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's perfect.
So you can
Okay.
move. Yeah, you can move. So Skylar's
I
like,
was like,
get in here.
there it is.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm with this old
I was
lady.
totally looking at the wrong place. That's why.
Are you looking down the hall?
When I saw
Yeah.
your infinity
That's-
move, I saw you were gonna shoot the wrong direction.
Yes. So.
So target the wraith if you're gonna shoot it.
It is targeted, right?
I don't see
I'm
any
not-
targeting on it. I see no dots.
I see dots on mine.
Oh yeah, there it is. There it is.
You have magic arrows.
I don't. I don't think. No, I don't, because Tom wouldn't let me choose my
Yeah, we
arrows.
couldn't do arrows.
No, I wouldn't let her buff the arrows, but that doesn't mean that she couldn't have purchased magic arrows at some point on her adventures. I mean,
No,
let's rewind. To 2 years ago when you were in Madame Fiona's tea shop and she had, the shop downstairs.
I don't think I have any.
You should have
see.
you should have thought 2 years from now I might need magic arrows.
Yeah, we were trying to move the adventure along, Tom.
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing is more exciting than shopping in D&D.
No. I have plain old arrows.
I-
Is he targeted?
Does somebody have a
Yes.
nature check? Can someone do a nature check, or
You're in combat,
is it
wizard.
too late? All right, never mind.
Well, I
You-
could.
You can't. Well, I mean,
Go ahead,
you
shoot.
No, he just automatically has damage on him now.
No, I accidentally clicked a thing.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So I
Gods
am
do not
doing
fortune.
something wrong because I cannot get anything up on my character to use her stuff.
Click the go to features for yourself.
Go to the bottom
This?
to the left, Alicia. Left
Fabia.
top.
Her name's Fabia.
Sorry, Favia.
Or Miss Gita
The
to
two
you.
blades crossing. Double click. There you go.
Okay. I was like, what is happening?
Well, you should only have to single click, but yeah, you do you.
Oh, it has me rolling at a disadvantage right now.
Probably because you're through a doorway and Skylar is close.
So, can I please move myself to a place where I'm not at a disadvantage?
You absolutely can. You can move.
Yes. Get in here.
But I can't, but I'm struggling to actually move the character, sorry.
Okay, you want me to move the character for you? Where would you like me to move you?
I want to be totally not. Do I have to be in the room? I would
Like
rather
right here?
not be.
Like, so you can move back out. Is that where you wanted to be?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Then you can move out for the rest of your move. So you've only used 5. No, actually, you've used 10 of your 35 feet. All right. Now you should be able to have line of sight.
Okay.
So Fabia, after a little kerfuffle, raises her longbow and manages to hit.
What? Huzzah!
Yay.
And does a solid 7 points of damage. And notice it's rolling the damage, you guys, and it's like super fast. You're welcome.
That's awesome.
I do get 2 shots, right?
I believe you do. You're level 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are, yes. Take your second shot. Not satisfied with the puny damage she did, she decides to roll another.
Oh, good show.
What happened? It all happened so fast. It looks like you... Oh my god, it's not taking damage off the damn thing.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's all green.
Okay, hold on. I've got to do a thing. So we're going to have to refresh our browser. Remember how I said I think I've got it fixed?
So we refresh? Is that
No,
what you
not
want us
yet.
to
I'll
do?
tell you when. I'll tell you when. Hold on. Game system. D5E. 2.0.3. Update. All right, I have to restart the server. I rolled the D&D version back. You have lost connection, it should say to all of you guys now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Start server. And now you should be able to refresh.
The world had gone blacketh.
All right.
Go back? Can we go back?
There we go. Go back and then hit launch. And you're going to have to log back in.
Launch.
Too much Matrix, man. It's freaking me out.
All right. The history, I'll have to manually take that damage off, but in 2.0.3 it should maintain damage because I tested that earlier. Damn it. I was so excited, you guys. I thought we had it figured out.
I shall return.
All right. Downloading world data. How you guys doing? You know what sucks?
What?
Wrangling extensions and updates. We're running about 112 different extensions. No, I'm not joking. Literally
Oh my
112
gosh.
extensions that do various things and make this playable. So when there's a major update, so they went from version 2 to version 2.1 of the D&D 5e rule set, it broke a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it did.
And now mine says it's taking a while to load.
Yes.
Hopefully this still works. So did you guys get anything good for Christmas, or So Noodle, you said that you have a friend who wants to play D&D?
Okay, you know the guy that married TJ and me? Did you meet him, Gary?
What, you're married to 3 people? Or to 2 people?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I'm still downloading. Yeah, but you know that, did you ever speak to him?
No, not really.
He's just
Is he a theater guy?
He is. He was the tall redhead.
Got
I've
it.
taught all of his kids, and they've all been in theater, and he's an engineer, so he's like, well, because I asked him about it like 2 years ago when we started, and he just today he was in, because he builds my sets, and he said, 2 years ago, because he is not like the biggest people person at all, so it was shocking because it's really not Gary's style. But I'm like, oh, okay, I'll ask, because he was interested. He used to play. He knows more about it than I do. I'll tell you.
Well, I don't want to play with anyone who knows how to play.
Yeah, he's but quiet, but funny. He's a good person. It's funny because he does, like, he has 4 daughters. No, he never had a son, and they always do Comic-Con. They do full on costuming.
Nice.
One year they were Bob's Burgers.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's fantastic.
It's my daughter's
So
favorite
he
show.
creates. He's got his own 3D printer. I mean, his house is funsies.
So you must get good sets out of them.
Yeah, well, we don't have a real stage. It's like a floor that's 3 steps up, right? So, and we have to put curtains up to make like wings.
Yeah.
So we do what we can, but yeah, he's pretty spot on. Yeah. Anything I do, whenever I have this image, and I've learned to like give him some sort of like, measurements, he still looks at me like, what in the hell do you want me to do with this? But then he does it anyway.
Quick question.
He's
Wait,
formidable.
Has it loaded for anyone?
No.
All right, I'm going to stop the
but
server.
Yeah, he's good.
I'm going to stop the server and start
It's not loaded for
again.
me.
All right, let's hang tight. Oh,
Those are like the best set builders, though.
Well, then I just kicked you out accidentally. We're going to have to go back in here. All right, I stopped the server. I'm going to start it again. Okay, the server is started, so now try one more time.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, if not, I'm going to have to put it back to the version it did not work for damage. We'll have to do it manually.
Game paused. Okay, we're in.
Maybe it just needed that. Yeah.
It had that threat.
Yeah.
I'm not in yet, so.
Mine still says game paused, but I'm here.
Yeah, as soon as I get in, it'll be better. Well, I mean, I can't guarantee it'll be better, but. Well. Again.
I think I'm in. Woohoo.
Let's see if I'm in. Downloading, please wait. Hey. Hey.
Your music.
Hey.
So Fabia, while I'm doing this, calculate the amount of damage I need to apply to this thing.
You said you want me to calculate it?
Well, I thought you could just do some math while I was.
Well, I mean, it's in the chat.
All right, smart.
7 and 13.
7 and 13, and that equals. Come on now.
20.
So let's take 20 points of damage off the wraith. All right. Wait, did that work? 20.
Still showing all green.
Oh, I had to highlight him.
Gotta open the combat track.
Kind of helps if you target the thing you want to hurt. All right. Now it's
Yeah,
lost 20 points of damage.
Yes!
Blood.
Get the blood! Woo!
There's a
Blood.
lot of blood for just a little bit of damage that shows on that thing.
Well, you did 20 points of damage. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's just kind of a little bit more powerful than you may have thought. I will say, to remind you, if you want to open your combat tracker, that secondary window, right-click over those 2 crossed swords in the upper right, and it will open up that window. All right. So, Fabia, you want to move back out of the room, or can you move back out of the room? You want to try to drive yourself, or should I take over?
Well, no, my question is, if I move back out, he's not going to get, like, a free attack on me, is
No,
he?
because he has to be within melee range for that, and he's not within melee range.
Then I want to go back to where I was, yes.
All right. So Fabia moves out. End your turn. So Nick, you see Fabia step into the room, just bloody the shit out of this thing, and step back out of the room, kind of like, sort of blowing her knuckles, walks away. You are up.
I did what he asked.
Good
Do you
show,
have any-
sweetie. Good
Do you
show.
do you say anything to Nick as you leave the room?
That's how it's done.
I did what you asked.
Oh.
Thank you, darling.
Ooh, darling. Got it. Some in-game romance coming up here, I think. I know that Skylar tried with Karen, and it did not pay off. All right, Nick, what are you doing?
So, I would like to roll and see what kind of creature this is, and what a wraith does, what it is, and how it exists, and
All right.
figure out weaknesses and whatnot.
All right, roll a nature check.
Wikipedia. On Reddit.
Nature. Animal. Ha
Damn. All right, so it's an incorporeal remnant of a sort of a particularly hateful being. You also know that wraiths can transform. That they have slain into spectral undead servitors. Now, nature check. You wouldn't know this. This wraith doesn't seem to be wired that way. This wraith seems to be angry. You don't know who this wraith is. No one bothered to ask. You just started beating it up. But what do you know about wraiths from a nature perspective? Well, clearly you can speak to it. You also know that they're immune to poison and necrotic damage. Similarly, immune to lightning, thunder, cold, fire, acid. Basically, the elements don't impact a ghost. Probably can't charm it. I challenge you to grapple a ghost, or paralyze or petrify a ghost, which means it probably can't be knocked prone or restrained. It is a ghost. And that's what you know about wraiths.
Wait, real quick, can you say again damage? Damage things that it's resistant to?
Yeah, it's resistance.
All elemental stuff.
Yeah, all elemental stuff, like thunder, cold, fire, acid, lightning, poison, necrotic damage. It can't be charmed, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, prone, or restrained.
But it can be slashed. All right.
It can clearly be impaled with arrows somehow. But yeah. I didn't write these rules. Wizards of the Coast did. Now, why don't we pause the game and spend the next 45 minutes talking about the OGL conspiracy that's going on right now?
What is that?
Oh, you should Google it later. It's the Wizard of the Coast is updating their online or their open gaming license.
Oh, I read that.
Yeah, so they're screwing everybody. So the masses are basically saying everybody's unsubscribing from D&D Beyond. They've had a huge hemorrhage of users as sort of a protest. So perhaps we will leave as well. Who can say? But it is your turn. Make things happen. You're out of time. So please take your action.
All right. So, I would like to make an acrobatics check.
No, I will tell you if you need to make an acrobatics check.
Oh,
What are you trying to do?
I am Skylar, if you don't mind. I was going to jump onto Skylar's shoulders to try and get higher ground, and then jump off of Skylar and slash Mormont's the wraith.
Yes, I want to see this happen.
All right, so here's the thing. It's an acrobatics check. All right.
With an old woman.
And
Okay, does Nick, as old woman, have Nick's abilities or old woman's abilities?
Nick has Nick's abilities. So so you need. I'm gonna make you beat the dexterity of the wraith just for shits and giggles. That's a 16.
Right.
I'm not gonna use his buff. And if you beat that, that means that you are now on Skylar's shoulders. And if you accomplish this, I will let you attack with advantage.
Well, all right then.
Don't fumble, my friend.
If you fumble, we'll see what happens.
Here goes nothing.
And what are the odds you'll fumble, really?
Pretty high.
All right, so Nick, this old woman just leaps through the air and like lands on top of Skylar. Right? Like precariously balanced, right? With her little cane, her little shawl sort of blowing in the wind. Skylar, you suddenly feel like these sort of leathery, unshaven legs up against your cheeks, and you have this smell of Bengay permeating everything around you. I could have went with rose water, but I went with Bengay. All right, so you're now on Skylar's shoulders.
Right.
Yeah, so you go ahead and you can roll with advantage against the wraith, whatever you're going to do. So are you doing a melee attack?
Yes.
All right. So then so you're leaping onto his shoulders, then off of his shoulders.
Correct.
All right. So ability check number 1 got you on his shoulders. Roll your second ability check, beat a 16, to land with jazz hands on the floor.
Oh my God! Don't bring that up.
So Nick flies to the ground, and you see him like hit the ground hard. His old legs buckle. Right? Like, does not look pleasant. And you fall to your knees. So you can do one of two things. End your turn. Attack from the prone position with disadvantage. Or use your action to stand back up.
Is
Stand back up.
Green Flame Blade a element?
What? How would I know? So let me look. Inventory. Oh, is it a spell?
Yes.
So what kind of damage does it do? Yeah, it's fire damage, so it's elemental damage.
Well, shit. Okay. So I take a.
You chose the voice, my friend.
I say, ta-da! And
wait, did you say
my
ta-da or dada? I didn't hear what you said. Which one was that?
Ta-da.
Oh, ta-da. That makes a lot more sense than dada.
And I swipe my longsword.
All right. And mix another old fashioned. All right. So did you attack?
I did.
Let's see if it applies the damage. Did it roll the damage? Or is it asking you to roll the damage?
It asked me to roll the attack and then the damage.
Okay.
I don't
do
know
the
what
damage.
versatile means in this context.
Well, click disadvantage in your chat window and then roll it.
Ah, that's right. Why is it not? It's not letting me. Maybe I have to click. There we go. Oh yes, that's right. Roll.
And you see this old woman just muttering to herself. And it didn't apply the damage, did it?
No, it didn't.
What?
Oh, you know what? Shit.
You didn't target it, did you?
I did target it.
Oh.
It's...
All right, so let me take off your... Okay. Did you roll the damage? And I click damage?
Public roll. All I have is critical hit or normal.
Normal.
Normal. It should be 7, because I have +2 instead of +1.
All right, so manually doing this again. 7, turn. So it is down another 7.
Ah! Ta-da!
That did take it off, right? Hold on. 7.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, there we go. -7. Got it. Okay. Fun. So, yeah. So you hit the Wraith, and like the old days when you used to roll dice. And the DM had to manually calculate it. Thank God we have all this automation. All right, so your turn has ended, and I'm going to give you something, Nick, because I do appreciate the voices you're doing, and I will give you inspiration. So wait 2 seconds before the next person, before Skylar starts. I got to go in here.
Nick's gonna get the
Attributes.
first inspiration point.
You are inspired, and I'm going to roll your inspiration from the inspiration table. You ready for this?
I am.
Inspiration, snake oil. You pull a mysterious vial from your pocket. You may use it to heal one creature to full health. The vial will turn to mist once used. Make it count.
Oh, give it to the Wraith.
So, your inventory, that would be very Nick. So I'm pulling it in, and you should now see that inspiration card. Snake oil, it is. It's in your loot. When you want to use it, let me know.
Will do. Chances are it's probably going to be me using it.
Sounds selfish, but perfect. Awesome. All right.
Well, I'm always the one near death.
That's true. That's true. In your character bio on the title screen, if you watch the YouTube video, it'll say David as the often dead Nick Maylock.
I saw that.
All right. So, Skylar, you were up.
Yes. So I look towards Favia and I'm like, why did you leave the room? Look at this, our leader. I have to say.
Did you do dick fingers when you did that, like the leader?
The leader is a woman, and I have to say the loss of one's body odor is a small thing compared to the loss of your spirit. Well done with the jump, you smelly old woman.
I do what I can.
So I'm gonna go try to attack this Wraith.
You talk too much.
Target it. Longsword.
So Skylar does not leap around, just steps to the side, sidesteps Nick Maylock or Agatha, and comes upon the Wraith with his short sword. He does attack and hit, looks like. I see lots and lots of hits somehow. There's like 40 of them. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know why I pushed the button. Let me do. Here are the roll. Here we go.
All right, so you attacked, and that is, you did not target. Did you not target the Wraith?
Yeah, I did. It's collect. It's got the red arrows.
Oh, it doesn't show that you targeted the Wraith.
Targeted. Yeah, it's,
Okay.
it should have the little red arrows on the side, right?
Yeah. So you did hit because you needed a 13. It
right.
doesn't have a lot of armor. So you did hit. So now you need to roll damage on it.
So, how do I do that now?
Well, right click, or I mean I right click. Make sure it like click the icon, and in your left hand column you're going to see the 3 concentric circles. Make sure that you click that so that it's verified targeted. And then roll attack on it, and then when the button comes up, click the damage button. Actually, I think you can click the damage button on the chat window above.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to do it again. It's weird.
Because you don't want to attack again, you want to hit damage. So just click click damage in the chat window.
Oh, I see. Got it. Sorry.
4 points of damage. I will remove that from the Wraith because I am the computer tonight.
And I get a second attack too.
Target. All right, second attack hit, please.
Do I roll another attack?
Yep, you have to roll another attack. Oh, my friend, that would be a fumble. So no need to roll damage. But I do need to roll the fumble table. So you rolled a nasty fumble, my friend. It's a friendly fire. You critically hit an ally with a basic attack. Apply half the damage to them and half the damage to yourself. When you round, they get the brunt of it. So to your right, the closest ally is Nick Maylock. So please, what's the damage on your weapon?
I have to roll the damage, right?
Well, no, I just need to know what your damage. What do you normally roll for the damage?
I roll 1d8 plus 3 plus bonus.
Okay, so what is that? So your bonus is, let's scroll back up and look. Your bonus is 3. So it's a 1d8. Hold on, let me see. Hold on a second. Let me see what it says here. 1d8 slash plus 3 plus 3. So roll a 1d8 and then we'll add 3 to it.
Oh my god.
And you guys are gonna split that
I
damage.
saw that from out here.
Yeah, Noodle sees like blood. Oh, awesome.
Oh.
So 11, which means you get the brunt. So Nick,
No, he gets the brunt.
No, I believe it says you know. Oh, they get the brunt of it. You're right. So Nick, you see Skylar bring his sword around, right? And Nick himself, like right in the shoulder. Somehow, it's almost magical. And you start to like laugh at like his like stupidity. But that sword continues around and connects with you, doing 6 points of damage to you.
You hit a woman.
So that, my friend, unless you want to move out of range, in which case you would be attack of opportunity from the Wraith. That would end your turn, and that brings us to Mr. Bing.
Get in here, Mr. Bing. Yep.
I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying the divine comedy here. No
shit.
So Bing.
And Nick was doing so well.
Yeah, it's true.
Dang.
Comparatively to how I usually do, it's not. It's subpar comparatively to everybody else.
No enemies have even fought yet, so.
Yeah. So Bing comes into the room and like you're befuddled by the amount of blood, but then you notice that a lot of that blood's coming from your comrades.
Yes. You fools.
I let you lead for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. I point my finger at Mormesk and I say, Lorem ipsum dolocit amet. Oh no, not detect magic.
So yeah, so you detect some magic coming from.
All right. Why is it not letting me? It's not letting me cast.
Are you in range?
Oh yeah. Guiding bolt is 120 feet range.
You have line of sight too, right? Yep.
Yes, I do. All right, let's try my character sheet instead, because this is not working.
Otherwise, we'll just have you roll dice with all, and we'll add it up ourselves.
Where is my character sheet's not coming up either?
I had to click it a couple of times for it to come up for some reason, and I had to click. I had to click my token.
Interesting. It came up for me pretty quick.
Yeah, for some reason the little briefcase down on my HUD doesn't open up my inventory like it usually does.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, so I had to resort to clicking on my token.
Wait, we lost Mr. we lost Cyrus.
Oh no!
No!
I think that's why his character sheet wasn't coming up, because he is now disconnected.
He was the key.
This is apropos. This is apropos for our games.
Why? Can you play his character?
Well,
He's gonna do guiding bolt.
Yeah, guiding bolted.
lost. Yeah. So I can. Let me right click and target for him. And he was going to do guiding bolt. But we'll give him a second to rejoin. There he is.
It's not hot. Boogers.
Welcome back, Mr. Bing.
Oh, I just didn't.
Wait, that's Cliff. Did Cliff drop too?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're dropping like flies.
Yeah, Karen's not even in the room.
Under the astute leadership of our leader.
Did someone boot these guys?
for any of this to happen.
Of course you didn't.
Oh, shut up, Bob.
You seem to have lost a couple of you. All right, texted them both. Yeah, I'm not getting any response from Mark on text either.
Oh.
Wait, there's a dice rolling. Wait, so he's in. He is guiding bolt attack. It's a hit. A lot of
He's
dice.
alive.
Does 19 radiant damage.
Dang.
So I will take this guy down by 19.
All right. Let's
So-
go on to the Wraith.
Well, hold on. So does Bing get a second attack?
Yeah, it was still hot, Tej. You're the best one.
Is Bing gonna run away?
So we lost Cliff for a second, but you're back.
I'm there.
Why
Yeah.
miss?
Did you get kicked? Did Discord kick you?
Oh no, I just had to pee.
Got it. Yeah.
Cool.
We need a token for that. Bing took his turn. Does anyone know if he gets a bonus attack?
I don't think so.
I have guiding bolt, but he's I don't know if it would be different for us. Doesn't say it. I'm gonna use mine.
He's trying to reconnect.
Say,
Yes.
can I ask a question about something I have that I'm not going to use? I don't think this time because it's sunlight, and since they are weak to sunlight, I thought about casting if there were more than one of them. But would that affect them?
Wait, repeat that.
Sunlight.
Sunlight would be.
They're weakened to it, right?
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't say specifically that he's immune to sunlight.
No, but weakened.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Because I think it makes him roll with a disadvantage. So I feel
Yeah.
like if there was a room full of them, that would be a better use of my sunlight.
Yeah, but he is. You know, he's
almost dead. I
He's
mean, I'd
getting
even
there
get
for
a
sure.
turn. Yeah.
You may not.
I can always heal somebody.
The last person to connect with him was Skylar. So the Wraith targets you. And has +5 to hit.
Ooh.
Oh.
And saving throw. Did you succeed?
Oh.
Need a DC
It looks like
13.
Yeah, he needed a DC 13.
Yeah, so you missed. So,
I'm gonna use my luck to re-roll, my friend.
all right, re-roll.
I already did that.
Oh, you re-rolled already?
I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you succeed.
Oh, suck it, old lady.
End's turn.
Why are you telling me to suck it?
So Karen, you hear a lot of action happening in this room, you know, and a lot of like what sounds like crashing clients and people trying to connect to the internet, but like you don't know what any of those things are.
A lot of random modem noises.
Yeah. I hear.
That was my attempt at old dial-up sound, not
Well, you got
It was not bad.
old woman.
All right, so Karen enters the battle.
Milady has come to rescue us.
Karen attacks with the great axe.
There we go.
Oh, I hear you. You're back.
Does the 29 hit?
Oh my God, 29.
Yeah, I think that's a hit. Was a natural 20, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your damage, and then we'll roll your critical hit. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, that thing's dead.
Oh.
So, how do you want to see this thing die?
Ooh.
Explosive.
I don't know. I'm trying to think like a wraith. I feel like not
Yeah.
like a spectacular death.
Yeah,
Fizzled.
it would be like, yeah, it would like
Yeah.
dissipate into a smoke or something.
Yeah, or like one of those cool like where it shrinks down to a point.
Ah,
Mhm.
or like in Ghost.
The fireworks that just kind of spin.
Fireworks kind of spin into a point and then disappears.
Yeah, you know the kind that you think they're gonna do something, but they just spin and then
Yeah.
you know.
You guys
gas
are very
station
you
fireworks.
guys are very specific.
But it has to like reach out. No. No.
Okay.
And instead of flames, it
What a
has to be
world.
flames of darkness, flames of unlight.
So so here's what I heard. I heard that you want this like what I heard Karen say is she wants this thing to shrink and then disappear. And then lots of conjecture from the peanut gallery here.
I also +1 every other idea. Yeah.
All right, so in order then, fine. So first, you see this wraith burst into flames.
Mm.
Nice.
All right,
Ooh.
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 and as it bursts into flames, you notice it's getting smaller.
That was genius.
Yeah.
So it's dead. I think it's dead. You wouldn't know that by the fact that it's not Hold on, I have to clear the effects off of it now. Delete filters.
Like the blood.
Yeah, it's dead. I need to make it normal size again. I don't know why. It's not being marked as dead because nothing's working tonight. Mark it as dead. Mark it as dead. Okay, it's dead. So, you guys, everything's broken suddenly. I don't know what's going on. This guy is dead. It's marked as dead. The battle music that you guys hear in your heads as you play subsides. Oh, there's this little dead icon next to it. Just something's up. Anyway, so you guys are left in this room, and you hear to the north. You hear the metal chest. You hear this little click. So,
Fearless leader openeth the chest.
So give me 1 second. I'm looking for, there's one thing missing from this. Oh, crap. There it is. All right, so who's opening the chest?
Karen. She landed the.
I still have another attack.
Wait.
So also you have your critical roll, so there's nothing left to attack. I am going to roll your critical roll. So let's see what you get from your critical roll.
Ooh.
So you get critical carnage. Slow-mo. Your target can only move half its distance and attack with disadvantage for the next 2 rounds. Would have been awesome. Unfortunately, it's
dead.
It's dead. And but that's that's good. So but the crowd still says,
Ooh.
Oh.
Well,
It slowly disappeared.
actually the crowd didn't seem to say jack, but whatever. Awesome. So it's dead. You're surrounded by wraith blood. What does it have? Anything? Does it have any goods? It does not have any goods. So we will whack it from the map. It is gone. End combat.
Now, didn't we check we did check the chest, right? Was that included?
No.
No,
Yeah,
just
check.
open.
Like a trap or something? Too late.
No,
There we go.
just checked the front door before we went in.
Okay. Well, it's open now.
All right. So I gave you guys your experience. You each got 200 points for killing that guy. And
Huzzah.
now you open up the
I
chest.
just watched.
And who opened the chest? So you can describe it yourself.
I opened it. We've got a map to Goblin Caves, a diamond, and pipes of haunting.
What
You
are
should also have
pipes
some-
of haunting?
I don't know. Let me see if I can link it in.
I would assume it's probably for bard. Like bagpipes. Or
Or little,
windpipes.
the little pipes.
Pipes of haunting. You also got a diamond. You also got.
Can I just click on where it says pipes of haunting? It'll give me more information. I don't want to take it.
I tried clicking on it, and for some reason it wouldn't come up.
Yeah.
What I do
It
for
just
that.
says
It says I don't have permission.
It says,
Ah.
I can read it real quick. It says, you must be proficient with wind instruments to use these pipes.
There you go.
They have 3 charges.
Meemaw was right. Some sort of bard.
Basically, it gives a frightened effect when you play it.
Yeah, for 1 minute. Are there any bards among you guys?
no.
No. Unfortunately not. I
Now-
can turn myself into a bard.
Now, I
Hey,
know
when does that spell stop?
which spell.
1 hour.
1 hour. Yes, he has
Well,
one.
I have as a tool proficiency pan flute. Would I be able to play that?
I would wager yeah.
Can I have
Yeah.
pipes
A
of
pipe's a
haunting?
flute.
Yeah.
I do have a flute. We can play together.
Does anybody want the diamond? Does anybody have a need for a diamond?
Give it to the wizard.
Well,
I'll
a
take the
diamond.
diamond. Sure.
Sounds like some wizard shit. All right.
Well,
Exactly.
it's a gem. It's also worth 5,000 gold. But you know, you
Drinks on you, my friend.
I think that we ought to put that in the party stash and we sell it
That's all it. Yeah.
and divvy it up.
I am going to put together. I'm going to give you guys a community backpack soon. And then there was one last thing. Who took the map to the cave?
A map.
Oh, I grabbed the map.
And useful.
Karen does not get the map.
Yeah.
Give it to the wizard with the balls.
Are you sharing? Are you Nah, you shut the. Okay, so like, thank you. Finally, someone reacted to the work I put into the chest opening, showing gold and
Yeah, that
slamming
was
shut.
quite something.
So
I love that.
The by the way, Fabio, if you want the pipes, they're still in the chest. I don't have a way to distribute them, so.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Nice epics.
Wait, do you want the pipes of haunting?
Yes.
I'll give it to the coward who runneth out from the room. Here you go. I'll leave it.
Right
All right.
now.
So are you guys looking at the map? Are you guys looking at the pipes? What are you guys looking at?
Can we look at the map?
Only
Let's
if
look at the
Karen's
map.
if Karen's willing to share it with you, he owns it.
Let me look.
Karen, I think she identifies female. Just get that right. All right, well,
Did
can
you
we
just
see the map?
misgender him?
Again.
Yeah, you gotta check your gender bias at the door there, Noodle.
Just saying.
And don't forget, you can summon a wooden spoon when you're in battle, in case you've forgotten that.
I know, but I thought that we did it. Aren't we like beyond its capabilities? Do you know what I mean?
I do think it's going to be very strange that for 1 hour, if somebody questions, somebody calls me a girl, and I happen to with such conviction, just be like, "Excuse me, sir, but I am a man."
Yes.
Shake our heads.
All right, there's the map.
Biology and identity are not related.
Right.
It's true though. You guys want to get into that conversation?
Sure, let's do it.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
about today.
If you want to follow someone awesome, follow Mercury Fire on TikTok. It's the trans handyman, one of my favorite people in the entire world.
Nice.
Right.
She's amazing. She teaches you how to fix things and makes you realize that trans is a thing that you really need to come to terms with. Anyway, so images. So Karen, are you sharing with anybody, or are you going to keep this close to the chest?
I just posted it in the chat to share it with everybody.
Oh,
All right, so there you go.
thank you.
Can you guys click the image and see it bigger or no?
There's a visual. No.
No.
I used to.
Here we
It looks like Tom handwriting too.
I was like,
Yeah,
did you
doesn't
draw
it?
this time?
Because it might have been.
Tom's handwriting.
It might have been. So Nick.
Yes.
Nick, as you sort of unfurl next to you guys sort of gather around, and Karen sort of unroll of this, a couple of things connect in your brain. Number one, Flan. That seems familiar. That's where you guys started your journey. That's that ship ride back. And then you notice in the lower right hand corner BCOTD. And that loosely connects that loosely connects with something that you've carried with you and you've shared with everyone else. You aren't 100% positive that that the black cult of the dragon, as you've learned, is connected to you, that forbidden knowledge you're carrying. But there's a good chance. So anyway, this wraith somehow is tied to the same cult. and is maybe up to something. However, you see this map sort of spatially, you can sort of do the mental math that Friona's tea kettle is sort of on that rivery area where it sort of loops around to the south and loops around to the north. You remember Friona's was sort of roughly right there. To the left is something that says crypt entrance ? And then sort of like up to the right, no real directions on how to get there. There's something called Goblin Caves.
I do believe we've been to the Goblin Caves before.
I feel like, yes, we've definitely been to some caves with goblins. I don't know if that's the titular Goblin Caves.
Yeah, you've been to a series of Goblin Caves, actually. You've been to some in Flan. You've been to some in Phandelver. Depending on your backstory, you may have been raised by goblins. I don't know, because you guys never really developed your backstories. But that's probably a to-do from 2 years ago. Are you guys still seeing the map?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just typing in my notes.
Yeah. Good for you. Are you sharing those notes, or are those private, just you?
It's me.
Because you guys.
I mean, I will share them. I'm just like anything that I find that we need to connect later.
Yeah, in that folder called journals, you have your own notes, but then you also have shared notes. So anything you put in shared notes.
I can only do one thing at a time.
So
is shared.
Dear diary, today I wore this cute little sweater.
Exactly.
We should run the D&D group like the parliamentary procedural rules and like start every meeting with like the reading of the minutes that Chrissy's taking.
Yes.
Oh my god.
We have to move to go into combat and have it seconded.
You make fun, but that's kind of what I do at the beginning of every game.
Yeah, exactly.
There, I created one note for you in your shared notes just so you have it, called notes, so there's something to edit. But you guys have full control over your notes. So anyway, this map, this map comes up. Probably more to it. What are you guys gonna do now?
Did we figure out if these were the Goblin Caves we've been to or not?
Okay.
Roll a nature check. Or actually, I'm sorry. What would this be? History. Roll a history. Whoever's noodling on this.
Yeah. Well, there goes all my awesome rolls.
You had a good run.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, thank you.
So Noodle's like, you guys are all sort of thinking, and she sort of pulls up her hands and sort of hushes the room. She's like, I've got this. I'm pretty sure, based on, let's face it, this artist was not like the best map, cartographer. But I get a feel that this we've been to this Goblin Cave system. You remember when we freed, I believe it was Chob was sort of the was the Harper, right? And
yes.
and some farmhands, right? Like cliche. It's all coming back to you, right? 2 years ago. The thing is
that when we enslaved one of those goblins?
No, that was in Flan. But
I remember it like it was only 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. But Noodle, you're like, but you know what? We didn't cross a river. So I my gut tells me this is the same. This is like related to this cave system, but this is a different entrance.
Ooh, let's go to it.
That's my
the
gut.
door below. Let's go check out that door below.
So that's the map. So now,
okay.
Karen, if you're holding, I don't know if you have someone holding all of the BCOD stuff or it's distributed among you, whatever, I don't care. But you find yourself in a room full of blood. Nothing else to see. There is a door to the south and the door from which you came.
Hey, Tom, is there any way that I can, like, drag and paste the pictures into journal entries?
Ugh, I do not know. If you right-click over an image, what does it say?
So It just says pop out image. Oh, I wonder.
We're popping out the image.
All right.
So I would wager no, but you don't need to in the sense that like Karen has a copy of the map.
Right.
If she'll share ever. Like, okay, so when I was typing, had we gone to the crypt at the bottom, the B? That's not where we.
Or the crypt? No, you've not been there.
Okay.
Your roll would have. You're 22. Like you've not been there, but you do recall when you pulled into port right before you met with Spanky and fought some rats. Come on, I'm really giving you guys some good flashbacks here. Yeah. You do remember, you do remember passing an island of some sort. Come on, guys, marvel at how I'm bringing it all together.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, so you guys are gonna have some choices to make. There's like, there's Flan, there's following on this knowledge crap that Nick's got going on. There's, Phandelver. You've got a lot of decisions to make in the future, but not today. Today, the only decision you need to make is: do you go through that door to the south, or do you leave the room?
So I go south.
All right.
Door number 2.
South.
Open it up if you want. What are you gonna do?
Open, isn't it open? Oh no, it's shut.
Karen. All right, so Karen, you open the door and you see it's a storeroom. It's empty.
Oh, well, that was
hot. Search for secret doors.
Yeah, do an investigation check. Whoever's in the room, you have to be in the room to do that.
Fine.
Out of the way, you big galoot. Hey, wait, you just walked over him.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you some props for like navigating into that room in one big sweep without hitting any walls. That was pretty good. Karen, 14. You don't find any secret doors or traps or anything. It seems like a storeroom. Same with Cyrus. Not a great roll, but in the end, like, yeah, this is a storeroom, right? Nothing spectacular in there. And and Skylar, because he doesn't believe either of you, he also comes up empty. As does Fabia. Fabia's like, I'm the pro. She walks in, nothing. There's nothing there.
Let's go to Flan. I'm hungry.
Now, as you say that,
so
Skylar,
you think to yourself,
like,
I gotta go see this thing shininess down where we were.
Can Zippy investigate?
Yeah, go ahead. But he has to go to the room.
He doesn't have a plus to anything, so he won't get it.
Your 20, your 20 is like, whatever. And you guys should also look at your passive perception, because you can choose passive over a roll. If your passive is high, that's a better choice.
Where's passive perception?
Okay, so Bing, no one go any farther than Bing. Wait till we get here.
Ready.
I want to my adult time. Smell your stinky Disney lotion.
You're unmuted.
So it's stinky.
All right. So as you guys make your way down, when everyone is gathered up, I will share the next bit of goodness with you. And it's coming.
Looks like it's either shiny or gaseous. It looks like it could be a little of green, like toxicity.
Ooh. Pretty.
So you gotta love Mid-Journey. You gotta love Mid-Journey. All right, so dense carpets of weird fungi cover the large sections of this floor in this cavern. Sort of the growth includes puffballs a foot across, weird shelf fungi growing on stalagmites, and large stalks and caps a good 5 feet tall. Some of the puffballs glow an eerie green phosphorescence.
Mm-hmm. I say we gotta. Is it a nature check?
Yeah,
for those?
that's what I was just gonna ask.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
because I wouldn't get any closer, Cyrus.
Yeah. So Karen. So everyone other than Mr. Bing, I need you to roll a nature check. Mr. Bing, I need you to do a Constitution saving throw, and beat an 11, or you take 3d6 poison damage.
Hey, look, everyone, mushrooms.
Karen had a really good one.
Yes.
Yeah. So Karen, and then we'll do Bing here in a second. Karen's like, whoa. I don't know what Karen sounds like. Let me see. Hold on. I'll do a Karen.
Hey, ease up. Poison. Bad. No move forward.
I may have made her dumber than she really is, but anyway, the bottom line is Karen's like, there's this poisonous gas coming from these fungi, right? And the reason being is Mr. Bing, that red little fungi that you're standing on, that puffed you. So you did an 11, DC 11 saving throw. Oh my God, you succeeded. So you do not take poison. I would encourage you to move north 5 feet.
Is there anything good in there though?
Mushrooms.
Roll an investigation check, and if you get above an 18, then you will be able to know that.
Can anybody do an investigation?
Anybody can do it. And if you go into the middle of the room and roll it, then you only need to get a 5. But you will take poison damage.
Oh yeah. Wait.
0.
Stroke.
Yeah, so none of you. Wait, so I said, what did I say? 13? No, I said, what did I say? Does anyone remember?
Tyler hurts himself.
You said 16 or something.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. 16.
18. You said 18.
Oh, 18. Yeah. So, so
suddenly believes a
Skylar-
conspiracy theory.
Zippy is immune to poison.
Send in the zipster.
Yes.
So, first off, Skylar, he's convinced that there's treasure in this room because he just fucking knows it. Like, he just knows, and you're not going to convince him otherwise. I'm tempted to make you step into the room to find the treasure because you fumbled so goddamn badly.
Tyler's like, I'm not gonna listen to doctors.
Yeah. So who's in front of
Doing my own
Skylar?
research.
So we got Karen,
Plows through
Bing,
everybody.
Nick, Fabia. Yeah. So Skylar's at the skirts. I'm like, Skylar's going to go into the room unless one of you decides to stop him.
Who's that?
I kind of want to see.
So roll an athletics check and just beat a 10. Otherwise, Skylar bolts his full distance into the room.
I have to roll athletic check?
I think
Yep,
we all
athletics
have
check.
to.
No, it's already.
Even if we want to see what happens.
Yeah, you don't have to. Anyone who wants to stop him. But he stopped. Like,
Okay.
Between Karen and I, he's not going.
Let me get through this.
So he gets to right about here, and you guys sort of hug attack him, and you're like, dude.
I want the treasure.
We do not need you projectile vomiting all over us.
Yeah, like you guys now have learned something about Skylar. He's sort of like the QAnon version of a D&D player. So now you do realize that this the puff from that fungi has sort of dissipated away.
Okay.
All right. So the other question you guys asked, so that was him stopping you. There was another ask after that. What was it?
Send in Zippy.
Zippy's
sending in
immune
Zippy.
to poison.
All right, send him in.
Of course he. Yeah.
He will be invisible and going in.
All right. Where is he at? I lost
I'm
Zippy.
flying.
Where is Zippy?
He's behind me.
All right. So yeah, okay, there he is. I'll make him invisible, and I'll mark him as invisible.
I am only resistant to poison.
Resistance pretty good. All right. So so move Zippy to where you want him.
Oh, I was like, I can't find him. I just want him to scope the room out.
Oh, sorry.
Let
Is he
us know.
flying? Is he flying or is he walking?
He's flying.
All right, so on the edges, it's about 15 feet. In the middle, it's about 40 feet. So just know that.
Okay.
Oh, that's large.
Yeah, it's a big cavern.
Ish.
So he's just flying around, scoping it out to see what's in there.
Yeah, I'm trying to find him again.
Yeah.
He blends. Oh, there he is. He blends into the background.
Yeah, that's like I don't know where he is.
All right, so move him to where you want, and then roll an investigation check.
I'll have him kind of go in the middle.
Okay.
If I can. I don't know if I got him in the middle. I can't tell.
There he is. Yeah, he's roughly in the middle.
Okay.
Okay, so what he sends back to you. So first off, roll an investigation first.
It's not great. He
Not
doesn't
great.
have it great.
Yeah, so he doesn't know much, but just passively, what he sees is like, the periodic skylar, like it's dead bones, like dried from trying to like go into the room and investigate its treasures.
Treasure.
So he doesn't sort of passively see anything. What's his passive perception?
Where is he?
Perception.
His
So
regular.
Passively,
his
it's 11.
Okay.
Yeah. So so it's not great. It's fine. So passively, he sees a lot of fungi, some corpses. He sort of sees most of the walls and sort of connecting dots. Doesn't see any treasure chests. Doesn't see any treasures. Doesn't see any gems. He sees a whole lot of fungus, he sees, green fungi and blue fungi and red fungi, and he sees down sort of to the south what looks like it would have at one time been a fun guy, but now it's just a corpse. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Based on what he's sending me back, would I be able to figure out what the fungus is? Like using my nature ranger abilities?
Yeah, you could roll a nature, but it's gonna have to be like a 22.
Okay.
But he's sending back that he sees a path heading sort of to the west.
Oh, that's not a great roll.
Yeah, so you don't know diddly. But he does also signal that it's safe, right? And what Bing realizes, if you avoid the red fungi, you could probably make your way through this cavern unscathed. Now you can also send Zippy ahead.
I will send him the distance just as far as he can go and still have contact with me.
All right, so I'll drive him, so it's easier from that point. So you're gonna send him down that hallway?
Yeah.
All right, so he goes right about here. Skadoosh, and you can click him and see, right?
I don't know where he is.
So what
I don't
he
know
sees,
where he is, Tom. Yeah. So.
Yeah, so what he sees, so he makes his way down, and then he goes another like 30 feet or 25 feet, and what he sees is a sort of cavernous large room of dead sturges.
What?
Sturges, these bat-like creatures, right?
I thought it was a fish.
So his mental math is sort of like mapping things out in his mind. Like this is that open area where you fought those bat-like creatures. They were really easy to kill, remember? But there were a whole bunch of them, and you escaped. You went to the north to that room. It seems like this hallway connects to that. So he sends you back the signal,
And now I'll pass that on to the group.
Do I go further or do I stay here? What do I do? I'm here. What do I do?
I'll let him come back. I'll tell him to come back.
I'm hearing that you want me to come back. I'm coming back. While I have you considered being evil? There's some benefit to being evil, Fabia. We can talk later. Oh, like the riches, right? The parties. Evil's a good time.
So you remember that like these imps, imps. While he's your familiar, From time to time, he's going to try to corrupt you.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. So you've just realized that you guys have now mapped this south, like a whole bunch of this map. You've now reconnected with where you've already been. So you know that north is really the only direction to head. Now let's do a time check. It's 8:43. We could get you to sort of like a new area, or you can hang tight wherever you want. But I just wanted to sort of give that time check.
I feel like we should get out of the poison area. But
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So even Skylar agrees, though he is still tempted and not convinced there's not great treasures there.
Who's tracking blood all over the place?
Oh, that's, by the way, isn't that lovely? Like the things, some things like damage doesn't work, but the extension that tracks blood, like where when you bleed, when you walk through that blood, it also tracks blood for a certain period of time.
that's kind of awesome.
Oh, it's me.
I love it.
I'm bleeding.
So Nick, you are the leader. Do you want to take the lead and lead this group out?
Sure.
And let me ask you a better question. Are you guys going to head straight north back to sort of where you guys came into this mess? If so, I can fast track that by moving you all quickly.
Let's do it. Fast track it.
Fast tracking it is. Look at this whole group move. Woohoo!
Woo!
Did I get everybody? I hope I got everybody. Oh, he's still invisible. Moving forward a little bit more. Moving back a little bit more. You see that corridor to the east or to the west also connects you to where you've already been. Trying to make sure that it's hard to move you as a group and not move you out of the map. Now we'll go one at a time. I'll get you as far as the wave echo area, and then we'll go from there. I may have to move Zippy. Oh, I almost moved you guys into the water. My bad. Let me get Skylar back off the ledge. All right, is everybody there?
Yes.
Zippy doesn't need to be invisible anymore. He can be back to his usual self.
Good, because where the hell is Zippy now?
I don't know.
All right, hold on. There he is. I found him.
Okay.
Make him not visible. Clear all. There he is. So you guys, you're along the seashore again. Where is it? 12.
Did we come from over here to my left from the bottom?
Yes.
We've done that already. So this is basically it. We're at the water.
Yeah, I'm looking for. Oh, here we go. There it is. So you're back to this place.
Yes.
Right.
Right, and as a reminder, because it's been a week or three, there's a narrow ledge that overlooks a large cavern that houses a surging, seething body of water. Oh, let's go into narrator mode. The rhythmic booming heard throughout the mines is louder here. At regular intervals, fresh surge of water funnels into this chamber and slams against the wall just below the ledge. The echo suggests that this cave might be one arm of a much larger cavern to the northeast.
And we haven't gone round?
Well,
around?
It's pretty treacherous, right? So if you were to enter the water, we're in the world of like swimming and all that fun stuff. Now,
so there is nothing that leads around it at all.
No, you can go, over the ledge. Can you guys see the water? You can, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You can scale.
So it's below us.
Yeah, you could scale down. You could scale the cliff walls down to the water if you wanted to. But you also see there's a trail near where Skylar is, sort of heading up to the north.
Yeah.
The north that is as of yet unexplored.
Let's take it.
Let's do it.
I concur.
Here we go.
All right.
I mean,
I'm gonna move little Zippy to a place. No one move past little Zippy. He's gonna be my marker for you guys. So feel free to roam and ask if you have questions, whatever. Ask me what you want to do. Because right about little Zippy, things are gonna change a little bit.
Who's gonna get funky?
Funky monkey, the funky monkey.
Hey.
Where is little Zippy? Oh, there he is.
He's right in the sort of doorway. We have Mr. Bing is lagging behind. I'll move you up, Mr. Bing, if it's easier.
I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay. You guys are all making your way the only way you know how. That's maybe a little bit more than the law will allow.
Woohoo!
Beats all you never saw.
Been in trouble with the law.
Since the day you were born.
They was born.
Oh boy. At least no one's imitated Cletus. All right, I'm putting on locking down the movement. So, this gets interesting here. So let's go here. I like to go to chat, and then I'm also going to go to players so you can see what you're seeing.
Very nice.
You're right. So right through here, this passage is like barely 4 feet high. It's obstructed by sort of rounded boulders and pebbles. It might have been a stream bed at one point, but no water's flowing through here now. So you can sort of see how this may have at one point been, this would have fed this larger water area to the east.
Those look like alien pods. Whoa,
yeah, so if you guys want to know anything, otherwise I can open up free movement again. It's up to you.
I would like to know something.
All right, what were you wanting to understand?
I would like... I would like to understand how these boulders became rounded.
Yes.
Roll a nature check. A great question. I mean, that was seriously a good question.
Erosion.
So, yeah, thanks for ruining it, Mr. Bing.
Well, I was raised on Earth, so.
Yeah. Indeed. It was erosion. So, your thoughts, it's like, so you're sort of drawing some conclusions, right? So you saw the mechanical apparatus, earlier, sort of parallel to this path that you're on. And it leads you to believe that maybe the dwarves diverted the stream in sort of that channel. So there was probably a natural stream running through here. But when the dwarves introduced that water wheel, for the smelter, it sort of changed the direction. And what it left was this path with these rounded rocks. So, the good news is that this is a path for you to travel. Roll an investigation check, anybody who wants to. We got ourselves 11. We got ourselves 13, a 5, a 12. These are what we would file away as shit rolls.
Right.
Oh, good old Karen. Few words, many thumpings, but a little bit of an investigation guru. She's your Sherlock Holmes right now. So Karen, you look to sort of the northwest, and you look to the southeast from where you came, and you see that the farther south, that most of the footprints that you're seeing have been created by you guys. If you look sort of to the northwest, this is somewhat undisturbed. It leads you to believe that this area has not been maybe discovered by Nesnar, aka the Black Spider. In case you had forgotten that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is sort of like new virgin territory.
Can I roll an investigation to see if maybe we can see if maybe there have been footsteps that have been erased?
Absolutely. Roll it.
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Yeah, even with that 13, no, the dust tells its own story, and that story is one of nothing having come through here.
20.
Let's do it. Let's roll. Let's roll.
So yeah, so you like nothing, Nick. It looks like this has been undisturbed.
All right.
Why don't we send Zippy flying through?
We can.
All right, Zipster.
All right, is Zippy visible, invisible? I can't remember. He's visible, right?
He's visible right now, but I would like him to investigate. Invisible, please.
All right, so we flip him to invisible, and I'll drive him for you because it's a very thin passageway. So I'll have him stop every 20 feet and do a passive perception. His passive perception is 11, which is decent enough for what he needs. It just maintains, it's the same, no change. It's just a tunnel. That same tunnel sort of continues. He does sort of project back to you that it sort of curves around to the east, and just before he gets to the edge of it, he asks if he should proceed.
To the curve?
Yeah, should you go around the curve? I'm just going to ask you whenever there's a major direction change. Like, that's your call.
I just want him to stay always within, like, reach of me. You know what I mean?
And that's, 120 feet, right?
I think so.
Yeah, he's got plenty of... he can go another at least 40 feet.
So, yeah, maybe just have him go around the curve and go, like, 10.
All right, and I think if you highlight him, you can actually see what he sees.
I can't find where he is.
Let me ping the map. Zoom the map way out, and then and you'll see where I ping the map. You see it?
No. I zoomed it out more.
Red squares. It's a red
like
cross.
red rotating.
Yeah.
Thing.
Is it right there?
Yeah. Can anyone else click him and see? I don't know.
I can see it.
I can see you.
Look where everybody's like, I guess little dot is. That's pretty much where he is.
Yeah, and I'm trying to click on it and I can't.
Yeah.
Okay. So what Zippy sees is, he comes to sort of like a cliff, a sheerish cliff. It's climbable. He hears a lot of water. There's it seems like a river and a waterfall across the way, across this sort of cavern. It's like there's this cavern sort of, this cliffside sort of is split. And just to the left, at the very bottom of in this sort of ravine, he sees a bugbear.
Oh crap!
And it's not aware of Zippy yet.
Pause game.
Yes. I will let everybody know and then tell Zippy to come back, or ask him to come back.
All right, so Zippy comes back. And then he can report to you more when he gets back. So, what Zippy says is,
there's a river. There's a river down there that sort of crosses the path. And it's about 20 feet down, and there's a bugbear down there, and just across that river, it's being fed by a big waterfall. And I couldn't really make it out, but across the ravine, sort of at the same level, there was something, but I couldn't make out what it was.
Awesome, thank you.
And again, I ask you, have you considered a career in evil? I'm just gonna put a pin in that, and we can come back to that later.
It sounds good.
all right, so that's where you are. So the question I have for you now is, would you like to wait here? Would you like to proceed and call it? What do you want to do? We're almost at time.
We should just wait. It's a good time to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we get into bugbear battles,
but next week we bugbear.
We be bugging.
So when we next play, you guys have fought a wraith. You have stolen this wraith's treasure against its will. You found out a little bit about Skylar and his sort of predisposition for conspiracy theories. Mr. Bing found out that not all mushrooms are good. And you made your way to the north and to the west, just past sort of this booming chamber of waves, and have discovered that this untouched path leads to at least one bugbear and something else. The good news is, no one has ever been on this path, as far as you can tell, in sort of recent history. So you sort of have the upper hand. And that's what happens the next time we play. Now, I do have to ask, Mr. Maylock, or now out of character, David, I heard you're going to be in Italy. Will you be playing in the next game?
Probably not, because as it would be
Tough, huh?
Isn't it like
it'll be
3
very
in the
difficult
morning?
just because of because right now it's at the start it'll be about like 3 o'clock in the morning there.
Ooh.
So all I ask is, before you, like, who would you like to nominate to run your character while you're gone?
I think Alicia would be a good candidate, but if
That gas face says otherwise.
I mean, if she doesn't want to do it,
I
either
will if we don't have
Cliff
any.
or Mark or Skylar.
I have some pretty good character ideas.
Okay.
I don't know if that's sarcasm or serious.
Once I heard Nick's like was wearing 0 AC clothes, like what's the point of wearing them?
That's a good point.
So yeah, what's the opposite of a never nude? I guess just a nudist.
Right.
So I'll have to alter your character to be naked.
Okay.
I'll just need you to. Can you roll a 1d12 so we know how big your penis is?
Oh my god. 1d6.
Oh my god, that would be if you were to come back and your character had this giant erect penis. I think we're no longer safe for kids.
There's a problem with an illusion spell. And...
Oh. And then Karen's gonna go dip it in that
Am I
magical fire. Give it +1. Oh, this is my favorite moment in the last 2 years. No, in all seriousness, Nick, do share your preference. So, assuming you guys survive Wave Echo Cave, there'll be some decisions around sort of what you want, like what you want to do next. And right now, it's going back to Phandelver, right? Sort of, seeing what other quests await. You may or may not hear rumors of some other. You've heard of heard rumors of a vampire that that is up to some shenanigans. As well as sort of like tracking down the threads of, of this sort of burden of knowledge that you've been carrying. So,
right,
you do you, but sort of weigh in as a proxy. Incidentally, watch the YouTubes and provide feedback if you want to, sort of guide what your character does from week to week as well. How long are you gone?
I'll be gone until
March.
Yeah, March 23rd. Yeah, I'll be there for
your frail, naked, erect ass will probably be dead by then. So maybe we'll just have you roll a new character.
Yeah.
No, anyway, but for everyone else, we'll pick up here when we play next time. It was a lot of fun. Tonight was I'm sorry about I'm gonna have to solve the technical support issues. If any of you are up for helping me test, like, let me know. Not tonight, I want to go to bed, but subsequently, because I would really love to either have this automated or not automated. There's another extension that that I'm considering to replace MIDI QOL, which is that sort of quality of life one that does all the rolling. It's called Wire. The difference is its stance is that not everything should be automated. So basically, it's like you roll attack, and then it does that automated, and then you roll damage. It's like you have these. It's all about you rolling your stuff. That might be more in alignment with what you guys might want to play with. But if anyone wants to test that out, let me know. It's hard for me to do it by myself. So cool.
As far as like the gaming is concerned, I mean, I do like the automation of like the maps and stuff. But there's something about like rolling yourself that I've always been fond of, and I don't.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's
play with it.
Yeah.
So maybe when you come back, we'll have this all figured out. But otherwise, hey guys, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And I'll see most of you in 2 weeks. Some of you I'll see a week from today.
Awesome.
All right, I'll see you guys.
Thanks for
Bye.
being here,
Cheers
everyone.
all. Thanks for everything, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.